Is it a question of risk taking? Are we afraid? Are we not brave enough to take that sort of risk? I remember when we redesigned the MBA, it was 2 or 3 years ago, you took a big gamble on developing it in a sort of very different way, and there were a couple of voices around that, obviously. But is it a question of risk and brave, or?
I think there is a risk element to it. I mean, with the redesign of the MBA, we started from a good position, which was that the MBA wasn't very good. That in the year before we launched the new MBA, we recruited 12 full-time students. And I think we recruited like 15 part-time students, So it was a programme that over a number of years had seen declines in recruitment and falls in recruitment. It had never completely bombed. There was never anything massively wrong with the old MBA programme. It was just a little bit kind of blur, really, and nothing.
It was quite standard,
It was standard. It was what you would expect to see in an increasingly competitive market. There was no particular reason to choose it. So to come in at that point, when actually we'd gone from a few years earlier having 35 students to having 12 students. That's the point. You actually have the big kick up the backside that you need. That actually we need to do something really fundamental. So we took a risk with the way that we designed it and the way that we ran it, and you were core to the way that we ran it as well. Let's not. I don't know whether I'm spreading the blame or sharing the credit, but you were kind of core to that as well. But we weren't risking too much, in a sense. If that MBA hadn't recruited, then from a financial perspective, we'd have lost 12 students' fees. So risk is kind of important in some areas. How risk? I think it's more likely you're going to be much more risk averse around an undergraduate program or around a set of MSc programs in some ways, because that's where the money really does come from. Screwing up a program that only recruits half a dozen students or a dozen students doesn't have big ripple effects across the school or the university. Screwing up a program that might be recruiting 250 people, then suddenly that's a big financial problem that you're creating. So I think there are elements there. I think what you have to do in terms of this is more around portfolio design than necessarily program design, is you have to look at the portfolio of programs that you have across the school and look at where you can be really innovative, and actually where you don't want to be innovative, you just want to be safe and secure, and you want to recruit as many students as you possibly can. And other programs where you might want to take a risk and do something innovative, bring in more practice, teach students in a slightly different way, but also within programs look at pockets and where you can do something that is different. Your experiment in your digital marketing around getting rid of PowerPoint, around the individual interview assessment, and all those kind of things. You see how that works really well within the module, and as a deputy dean, and I think the dean and everyone else in the school hugely supportive of you doing that. I think if everyone came to us and said, you know what, we're going to have no PowerPoint anywhere in the business school next year, then we'd probably get a little bit twitchy about it.